Hi, everybody. I'm going to start us out with a motivational quote today that I think is apropos for me, and I'm sure there's somebody else out there who will find it fitting for them as well. I want to share a couple of things with you about some of the things that I'm doing to survive, both financially and actually, I think it really helps a lot psychologically. And I think it really makes a huge difference to keep you upbeat because it's so easy to let yourself get down in the dumps when things are not going right or when it's a tough time in your life for any reason. So, one of the things that I am doing is I am driving for Uber. I found that it was one of the things that I could do. It's interesting. A number of years ago, I think it was after my stint back in 2007, I was talking to my sister-in-law, my brother Marty's wife. She was calling me every day at that point, and she was really wonderful and helping me a lot. As a matter of fact, I remember then I was very nervous about being alone because I felt a little shaky in the beginning. I was taking medications I had never taken before, and I was feeling a little less in control of my body. So she even stayed on the line with me sometimes when I got into the shower because I felt more comfortable knowing that somebody would hear me if there was a sudden thud. So, in any case, I was talking to her, and I remember at the time it was really hard for me because taking this new medication that was making me feel weaker and weaker and weaker every day was hard for me to do my real estate. And I remember her saying to me at the time, well, Jerry, why don't you just get yourself a regular job? And I couldn't say anything too much at her, to her at the time, but I was getting older. And when I spoke to my brother, I said, Marty, I said, Lorraine thinks I could just apply for a job and just go in and sit in an office somewhere. I said, but I guess what she doesn't realize is that at some point they're going to have to actually see me. And they're kicking people out of my age because they want to get in the younger crop. So it was not a viable option for me then, and it certainly is it's much more difficult at this point in time for me to get anything like that. Although, to be fair, I actually did apply. I applied for a job at CarMax because there was a new one opening up in the next town to me, and I got pretty far in the process until a young girl who was brought in, I think, from Georgia to do the earlier part of the recruitment didn't push me along to the next level, which was the last level before hiring. I was very disappointed at the time, but as with so many things in life, and I really think this happens for all of us, when you really want something and you really think it's right for you, but it doesn't happen, I firmly believe that when we're meant to walk a different path, sometimes life intervenes and just puts our foot on a different path. And I think that's what happened with me. So I wound up trying to do Uber, and it's interesting. And I say to myself, they see this old broad coming up and delivering their stuff or whatever. And frankly, when I first decided to do it, I didn't even think I'd enjoy it, to be honest. But I do. I love it. I don't meet the people most of the time. I'm interacting with completely different people than I did in my real estate business, and I'm loving every single minute of it. It's gotten to the point also where they were looking for people to join the Uber crew, and I applied for that. And they said they had hundreds of applications, and frankly, I was sure I was not going to get it. But son of a gun, I was hired. So I'm doing Uber crew as well, and that's where we try to work with them to find out the things that are more difficult for the people who work the app, to make it easier for them to function in their business and to make it work better for them and better for the customers in the end. So I'm enjoying every part of it. So I'm going to actually take you along with me at some point when I go riding around, and it's fun, except for when it's not. It's kind of like life. It can be fun sometimes, and then sometimes you go, what the hey, what happened? And I had something like that happen to me the other night. So I'm going to go out tonight and I'm going to get some of that done. Another thing that I'm doing that I've been doing for quite a while now, I started it, oh my God, I started a good few years ago. It was after the surgery, when a number of you had suggested to me that maybe I try selling online. And I did, and it was a little bit slow going in the beginning. I'm going to be honest with you. I mean, it's nothing spectacular at this point, but it's good. And it's just, if you have enough sources of income, it makes it easier to function on that level. And I know that is not an issue for a great many of you who have reached this stage and can kind of deeply exhale and say, let me just relax and enjoy the rest of my life. For me, I'm saying, let me be able to function and function well and learn something new all the time and enjoy the rest of my life. So that part of it has been fun for me as well. And I just found a new tool. Well, I didn't exactly just find it, but I just got it. And I'm going to show you a little video here of one of the ways I am now able to display my things, and I'm loving it. I'm also looking forward to, there is a new thing that they're doing on Poshmark, but they haven't opened it up to all of us yet. So I'm looking for the next stage of that. And that is to be able to sell live online. And I think I'd really have a lot of fun with that. To me, it feels a little bit like QVC or HSN when it first started all those years ago, and just displaying what you have and seeing if you can get some live sales. So I'm looking forward to trying that as well. It's been a voyage. It has definitely been a voyage. On the medical front, I'm doing all the things that I need to do to get ready for my surgery. Don't have a date for it yet. It was supposed to have been tomorrow, actually, but we had to postpone it, and I think it's going to be sometime in April, but I don't know exactly when. So I also told the kids that I'm working with in real estate that I'm going to be out of commission for a while when I have the surgery, and I wanted to make sure with them that it was okay. I really totally believe in being upfront. I don't want to hide anything from anybody. I don't want anybody to feel that they didn't have all the information they needed to make an educated decision. I've always been about helping people to make educated decisions. So all of that is going well. I am going to be seeing Ken a little bit later. And again, as I said, he's been absolutely incredible to me. Have to share a funny little thing with you. I had to get new glasses. It's been years since I got new glasses, and I needed them anyway, but I've had way bigger fish to fry. But it came to the point where I misplaced my glasses. I mean, misplaced. I've misplaced many things, but they usually turned up a day later, 2 days later, a week later. I misplaced my glasses. Couldn't drive, couldn't go anywhere, couldn't do anything. I don't wear glasses most of the time when I'm in my house or cleaning or doing things like that, but when I'm out and about, certainly when I'm in the car driving, especially at night, I certainly have to wear them. So somebody had suggested, and Ken thought it was a great idea, to go to Costco, because the thought was that it would happen very quickly and I could get my eyes examined there and I could get glasses made up, and within 2 or 3 days I would have my glasses. That's just not the way it worked out. So what happened was I did an eye exam there and I absolutely loved. I don't know if your optometrist or ophthalmologist has this technology yet, but it's where they take a photograph of your eyeball. They're taking a picture of your retina and they're seeing how healthy your eyes are on many levels. And I thought that was great. They told me that my retina was good. I did not have macular degeneration. I didn't have a buildup of pressure in my eyes for glaucoma. So my eyes are very healthy. I just can't see. And I do have cataracts that have been developing for several years, but they are not, I don't know if they call it ripe, but it's not in my line of vision yet, so I have not needed the surgery up to now. But they said it could be coming. Anyway, first of all, I was looking at, I asked the optometrist to send me the picture of the retina photograph. And I take a look at it and I see these things that are like, if I can find the photo, I will include it in here so you can see it. And I thought that was showing where my cataracts are at this stage. And finally, when I went back to her, I said, "What's that?" And I pointed to it. And she said, "Those are your eyelashes." It just goes to show you how much I know. So, anyway, they made up the glasses. The glasses had to go to California to be made, and I wear I always wore the Varilux lenses, but I'm always tempted to call them transition, but then progressive. I wear the progressive lenses, and it's a little more complex to make and all of that, and certainly more costly to make, but it had to go to California. So I got a couple of pair of glasses because they had a discount on the second pair, and I thought it would be a good idea. Since I lost one, I couldn't risk not having glasses again because it totally puts me out of commission. So I went back when they called me to tell me that my glasses were ready, and I was so excited. So I go to get the glasses, and I put them on, and they've got an eye chart up on the wall just past this kiosk or whatever it is that they have in the store that, where they sell the glasses. I said, "I can't see the chart." And it was no 20 feet away. I said, "I can't see." And I felt like I was seeing cross-eyed. Now, I have had an astigmatism adjustment on my glasses. So, it depends upon the axis of it. And I always saw very well through my old glasses. But it's been a very long time. It was 2016 when I had my last prescription for eyeglasses. I put these on, and as I say, I felt like I was cross-eyed. I don't know how else to explain it. It was a very disturbing feeling. I was lucky enough to deal with a guy there who suggested to me that I take them home, and that sometimes when you got a new prescription, that it took a little time to adjust to it, especially with the progressives. So I did that. I took it home. At that point, I just had the one pair. And I took it home, and I couldn't see great, but I could see well enough to drive. So at least I was able to drive. Then when the second pair came in, I went back, and I needed for them to change the prescription because the first one was not right. So what she did in the first one, she took out my astigmatism adjustment altogether. And for the second one, she put it back, and she put it back at the same axis as my old prescription. The second pair was made. When the second pair came in, I went in again, really excited that I was now going to be able to see great. No such luck. Again, I felt like I was cross-eyed. There was something wrong with it. And I said, what the heck? I never had that problem before, but I always dealt with the same optometrist, and he was wonderful. I never had a single issue with anything. Ultimately, because the second one came in also not right, and I couldn't see well, and I still felt cross-eyed, I went back to the original place that I went to have their optometrist check me out. The problem was the guy I used to deal with retired. So they had somebody new. I loved her. She was a sweetheart. She said she's been doing it for 30 years. She seemed to really know what she was doing, and she gave me the prescription, which was totally different because it did have the astigmatism adjustment, but the axis was totally different, to the point where for the right eye, it had been here and it was rotated all the way to here, which probably accounts for why I felt cross-eyed. So once again, I waited excitedly for the new prescription to be made. Fast forward 10 days, I get the call yesterday. Glasses are in. I don't know when I will lose my enthusiasm, but I don't learn. I went in, they put the glasses on me, and I said, oh my God, I still cannot see right. I just don't know what the heck the problem is, but I still feel slightly cross-eyed. I can read because she gave me the thing to read, and when I looked at it this way, I certainly could read. But if I'm out in the world and trying to look at something, if I look slightly off to the side, I can't see. There's something screwy with it, and I can't figure out what it is. So I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do. I now have a few pair of glasses, none of which I can see perfectly well, but all of which I can sort of see out of to a degree. This is the one that I just got. I'm going to try to wear it as much as I can today. That's what they recommended that I do. This is number 2. It's really interesting because when I first put these on, do you see the little metal parts where it is drilled through the glass? That's all I could see. I felt like I was looking cross-eyed through the thing, but once I have it on for a while, I don't even notice it. So this is number 2. And this is number 3. Oh God, I'm starting to really get turkey neck. This only has happened in the last year. Have to get used to the new me. Okay, So that's number 3. Again, they're all supposed to be non-reflective, and they're all reflective, so I'm not sure how that works these days. In any case, I can see well enough to drive, certainly well enough to function, so that's a good thing. Look at this wild case they gave me. Interesting. 'Tis what it is. And so that's my Odyssey up to this point. This is way too long, and my apologies for those of you who stuck around for it. God bless you, and I will see you soon. Once again, love you all. Thanks so much for coming back and visiting with me, and I will see you very soon. Take care. It's gorgeous out today. I'm going to just try and enjoy some of this day. It really feels like spring is coming. I hope it does. Take care.